All this story would develop after Goku and Vegeta had defeated on 2 occasions. All the warriors were very worried about the future of Trunks. However, in all of them, a doubt and hatred would happen. Knowing that all this was happening because of Goku, after a while where Goku and Vegeta had trained a little, Vegeta had increased his power in a great way, while Goku had learned the Mafuba. When they all returned to the future, they started again with their great battle. However, this time Trunks managed to successfully seal Uematsu, where Goku and Vegeta were only facing Black after 35 minutes of battle. Black would be in terrible condition and was not able to continue with the battle. That's what you get for wanting to destroy all the mortals. They are, Goku. You give your light for them, but in one occasion that'll lead to your death. Don't make me laugh. They're my friends. They would never do something like that to me. However, at that precise moment, Vegeta would charge a small sphere of energy, which was directed towards Black, but at that instant, Vegeta would turn quickly and Goku would be without guard. He would be pierced, falling badly wounded to the ground. Black would be very surprised to realize what the Prince of the Saiyans had done. Vegeta, what the hell are you supposed to be doing?
Kakarot, this is the good for our timeline and for the good of the 12 universes. Your ability to get us into trouble is impressive, and we can't allow this. That's what I mean, Goku. The mortals are despicable beings who will betray you when they have the slightest opportunity. Trunks will return to our timeline, while you'll be locked in the time room for this era. Sorry, Kakarot. Vegeta quickly took Black and Goku and went to the Temple of Kami-sama, which was a little destroyed, but this time room was still intact. Vegeta! Don't do this! If you lock me in this place, I swear I'll continue with the Zero Death Plan myself. Damn insect. I'll never be able to leave this place. Vegeta at the moment was throwing him into the time room. He would destroy the entrance, and at that very moment, Vegeta would increase his power to the limit. Even his muscles would grow too much. If I use his power in battle, I would lose irretrievably, since my muscles are so big they'd make me slow. But the power is amazing, and this is enough. Vegeta would launch a great attack to the dimension. That attack was special. That's right, Vegeta, being much smarter than Goku, was able to master his power to create a barrier around the entire realm of everything. This will be enough, since you'll have to destroy the same dimension of the time room in my seal. But Trunks, let's get back to your new home. Vegeta and Trunks would return thanks to the time machine. When they arrived, everyone would ask Goku. At that moment, Vegeta and Trunks began to explain everything that happened. At the beginning, all of Goku's friends would be a little angry. However, they knew it was the right thing to do and everyone would accept it. However, a much bigger problem was approaching. Meanwhile, in the future of Trunks, more specifically in the time room, Goku and Black were still on the verge of death. Goku would take out one of the seeds that Piccolo had given him from his attire, recovering all his powers quickly, and at that moment he'd observe Black. What you're right about it is that all mortals are trash. I gave my life for them. Somehow Kakarot and Black would be the ones to execute the Zero Human Plan. Goku would throw a seed to Black in the same way. Black at that moment of eating it would heal all his wounds, but just like Son Goku, he had obtained an incredible Zenkai. So now that you're with me, what's the first thing we'll do, oh Goku? First of all, stop calling me Goku. My real Saiyan name is Kakarot. And second of all, we're trained to be able to take out all those bastards. Okay, Kakarot, but remember, this time not only mortals are our enemies, if we go back to your timeline, all the gods will turn against us. I know, Black. For that very reason, we must train in this place. Vegeta left us in the Python place to increase our power, so we must make the most of it. I understand, Kakarot. If that's what we'll do, how will we defeat all the gods and angels as they get in our way? First, we must increase our power to the limit. When our powers no longer increases in the same way, we'll call the king of all Xeno-sama. The king of everything Xeno-sama. He'll wipe us out in an instant. Another matter, well, what do you play to call him? We can't leave this place. At that moment, Kakarot would show him the button that Xeno-sama had given him in his timeline. Xeno-sama, being like a child, will be very easy to manipulate, so it won't be a problem. When we have manipulated him, we'll have the king himself train us. Black would be a little surprised to hear Kakarot's plan. What will happen when we're done with our training? That's more than obvious. We'll kill the dwarf. We'll get out of this damn place and we'll start our revenge against all those bastards. Black at that moment would understand all of Kakarot's plan, and without wasting any time, both began to train in an incredible way, with the intention of increasing their powers in a fast and safe way. Meanwhile, the past Beerus and Whis had arrived to planet Earth, because the King of Everything had requested an exhibition tournament. Now kill Vegeta and Gohan, let's go to the exhibition tournament since you'll be facing any of us dying. At that moment, a tense atmosphere fell all over the planet Earth. That's right, no one present knew how to tell him what happened with Son Goku. At that moment, Whis would notice the presence of Trunks, however not the presence of Lord Goku. Well, apparently something very serious has happened, as I can tell Mr. Goku is not in the entire Universe 7. At that moment, Beerus would be very astonished by Whis' words. At the moment of asking for an explanation, he was furious and would raise a part of his Hawkeye energy, and at the same instant, Vegeta would step in front of everyone, explaining to Beerus everything they had done with the Saiyan Goku. What did you do? This is something very difficult to assimilate, as the same friends of Mr. Goku for whom Mr. Goku gave his life. Mr. Beerus, list. Please understand that Kakarot's insect only brought misfortune. Because of him, the tournament of power was organized. At that moment, Beerus and Whis would remain silent. No one thought what the same Vegeta had said was true. This is no time to argue. In that case, Vegeta, Trunks, and Majin Buu, you will be the representatives of Universe 7 in this exhibition tournament. At that moment, everyone went to the planet of this supreme Chaosian to arrive quickly to the place where Daisuke was selected. However, Kai was a little surprised because he did not observe Goku. At the moment they arrived, Daisuke would begin with the explanation of the rules of the Tournament of Strength. The battles in this situation would be Majin Buu in the first battle, Trunks in the second battle, while Vegeta in the third battle. At the end of the battle, the time Toppo would not jump to the platform as he did not consider Vegeta worthy, since he did not use the Super Saiyan Blue. Universe 7 takes the victory of this tournament. In this instant, I'll explain the rules of the Tournament of Power. Daisuke would explain all the rules that were known. However, this time, the time would be 1 month. That's right, the Warriors had 1 month to prepare for the Tournament of Power. All the gods returned to their universes, and each of them began to train their most powerful warriors. Meanwhile, in the future, Kakarot and Black had already raised their power in an impressive way. However, at that time, Kakarot was becoming much more evil, being betrayed. His true Saiyan part had awakened, so this was much more cold and intelligent. The Super Saiyan God was at the base state. The Super Saiyan Blue, in a nutshell, is the Super Saiyan 1. We can reach the other variants of the Super Saiyan. I don't know if that's correct, because in the divine world, the power scales are a little different from what we know. We don't lose anything trying, so we'll take our bodies to the limit. You don't know how much I hope to end the life of Vegeta's insect. The new Saiyan Prince will be me. Kakarot and Black would continue with their regular training, which consisted of achieving that their body resists all the possible energy load. To achieve this, they had to reach a physical that hardly a Saiyan could reach. However, both continued forward by the desire for revenge that motivated them. After spending approximately 3 years in that place, Black and Kakarot were able to reach Phase 2 of their transformations. This power is incredible. I'm sure that with this power, no one will be able to face us. They won't be able to fight us. Don't get impatient, Black. When it'll reach the better of the Super Saiyan Phase 3, let's take risks. When we have reached that form and our power has increased as it's currently doing, it'll be time to call us a king of everything. Now, I don't believe that any god or angel will be able to face us with the power we have now. Kakarot would, at that moment, return to observe him with a serious look, which would leave Black trembling, which would again train and would say to himself, Kakarot's power and mine are similar. I don't know why I'm so afraid of him. Meanwhile, planet Earth, Vegeta, Trunks, and all the warriors were having a great training with the god Beerus and his angel Whis. That's right, no one wanted to lose, and knowing that they did not have Son Goku, they focused on the Saiyans, which increased the power in an impressive way. Mr. Vegeta, as I explained, now you are able to dominate your destructive power. With that power, you have the maximum defense and attack. Thank you very much, Whis. This power known will be able to face me. But Vegeta was not the only one who had increased his battle power, since Trunks had achieved the Super Saiyan God while Gohan was able to reach the Beast Mode when Beer threatened to end the life of his daughter. I could see that everyone has increased their power in a surprising way, and surprised. There's still 15 days left, in which we will increase a little bit more. Will not let Universe 7 disappear. I'll even give my life. All the other warriors continue training, and at the moment of increasing their powers, lightning, mountains, fighter spears, everything seemed a complete chaos. Returning to the Room of Time, Kakarot and Black would continue training in the same way, to become much more powerful. After one more year, Kakarot and Black had strengthened their body in a great way. At that moment, Black felt ready to reach the Super Saiyan phase 3 because he didn't want to stay behind Kakarot, who had reached it 5 months ago. Black began to increase his power in a great way, making everything around him tremble. And in the same way as the Saiyans, his power destroyed everything around him. So Black had reached the Super Saiyan phase 3 roads. What will happen next?